I've been looking at a lot of hardware lately and there's reasons for that, but it's rare that I get actually excited about something. But I am really actually excited about this. This is the Kefeya triple screen laptop monitor extender. That's right, triple screens for your laptop monitor. When you first get it, it's all folded up. It looks like it's got this carbon fiber finish. It feels sturdy. Works with MacBook, Windows, Chrome, Switch, and I've tested it with Fedora Linux. Worked completely fine, plug and play. Yes. It fits laptops from 13-inch to 17.3 inch. So that's pretty much 99.9% of the laptops that I can think of. Thanks to Whokeys for sponsoring this video. Now these are OEM Windows keys. That means that you do your own tech support. You're not going to be relying on Microsoft, and they're generally locked to the hardware. We got a coupon code. Click on buy now. Put in coupon code TS25. Hit apply, and that price comes down. Now when you compare that to the outrageous prices from Microsoft, you'd have to buy this many times to equal the price of one regular key from Microsoft. As of right now, this Windows 10 Pro key will unlock Windows 11. We also have Windows 10 Home. Windows 11, you can buy it directly, Windows 11 Home, and we have 2 flavors of Office. Once you're finished, all you have to do is click on your user account up here, go to your user center, click on My Purchase Orders, just View Keys and Codes, and you can just copy and paste your key, hit Start, type Activate, click on Activation Settings, paste it in there, click on Next, and you will be activated. So head on over to Whokeys.com to get yourself an OEM Windows key at a price that makes sense. And you unfold it, and behold, there are 2 1080p screens that you can latch onto your laptop monitor. I know you're thinking like, how's my monitor going to work? Well, if you've got a ThinkPad like I do, I've got this giant old ThinkPad. Well, I say giant, it's a 14-inch ThinkPad, which is a T440p. Now, this is an old ThinkPad. It doesn't have USB-C, but I'll show you that it'll even work with that. If you have a monitor like this with a strong hinge, you can clip these on there, and they just kind of work. Let's clip it on there first, and then I'm going to let you look at it while we're going through all the specifications. But right on the top there, there's a little I guess, nub that flips up, some rubber on it that goes on top of your monitor. And then on the sides here, we can expand, it pulls apart, and then it has a pretty good hinge that pulls it back together, a pretty good spring, I should say, that pulls it back together to clip it onto the sides of your monitor. And there's rubber there so it doesn't like squeeze or scratch anything with the plastic. Now, since I have this old T440p, the top bezel is huge. So what I decided to do was actually undo the top little safety latch right there that hooks onto the top of your monitor. I took that down and then slid this down the monitor so that my, triple monitor display could be equal across all desktops. I modded this laptop, to upgrade to a 1080p monitor. So all 3 of these are going to be 1080p on my desk. Very similar in specs, as a matter of fact. Now, how do I keep it from sliding around? Well, it can slide around a little bit when you don't have the top thing on there. So I think most modern laptops have a small enough bezel that this is not a big deal. But there is a little kickstand on the back. So you just kick that out, fix it up however you like, and then put the kickstand down. And I was able to lower it a little bit without the top support on there and still be able to put the kickstand down. And now I've got 3 monitors. It is a thing of beauty. As far as productivity goes, there are statistics that they show, I'm not sure where they get the study, estimate that you have 200% higher productivity. I would say that it's more like 600% for me because I can't even imagine using one monitor. In fact, when I'm going places, if I have a laptop with me and it's only got one monitor, I'll open it up and look at stuff that I need to do. I'll make notes of stuff that I need to do later when I get back home and I have my 3 monitors so I can actually work. I don't feel like I can work without 3 monitors, but now I can actually get stuff done. All right, so let's go through the specifications on this. 1080p IPS display, 60 Hertz refresh rate, 1001 contrast ratio, 16.7 million colors, 300 nits is the brightness, and 72% of the NTSC color gamut. The screen is 14-inch and it's 16 by 9. So the IPS panel is really good for color reproduction. As far as, the amount of colors, of course, it's not as crazy as like some of those with the 100% of the whatever gamut. It's not as crazy as some of those, but the colors do look really vibrant for watching movies, playing games or whatever. It's going to look great for that. And I thought it was fine for looking at photos and doing photo editing too. As far as the connectivity goes, you're going to need to plug up each of the monitors individually. So the first 2 Type-C ports, they can deliver power and video. So you got 2 different options there for Type-C. And then below that, there's another Type-C port, but that is HDMI. And it comes with all the cables in the box. So if you need like, Type USB Type-C to HDMI, well, you got that. So that's how I'm hooking these up. I'm using the HDMI hooked into my old school laptop, and it works just fine because here's the thing. If you're using HDMI, you're going to need to plug up another one of those ports and use that for power. So that's what I've done. And there's some cables in the box again, Type C to Type A. So what you do is you plug up your HDMI, and then you use your Type C to Type A and just plug it into a USB 3 port, and that provides enough power. So I just took it and plugged it into 2 USB ports, plugged it up to a couple different HDMI. Well, actually, I went a little crazy. I had a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter because my laptop has DisplayPort and HDMI, but not 2 HDMI, so it works. I plugged it up like that, and it works just fine. Most modern devices have Type C, and you can just plug them up that way. That's the easiest way to do it. I don't think I've ever felt this powerful on a laptop. Like I don't think you understand how much I like this. like a stupid amount. It does also come with a leather carrying bag, so that's pretty cool. So all in all, I'll go through all the stuff you get in the box. You get 2 USB Type A to Type C cables, 2 USB Type C to Type C cables, and 2 HDMI to Type C cables, plus the leather carrying bag that also has a front pouch with a little bit of hook and loop, Velcro as they call it. Anyway, it's got a little bit of that, so you can put all your cables in there and then close it all up. All right, so there's one other use case that I didn't go over. This hinge on the actual Kefeya triple screen laptop monitor extender, the hinge on that is relatively strong. So if you wanted to do something really quick, or if you wanted to use this as a vertical monitor, you could keep one of the monitors closed and pop it open. See, I'll show you. This is what they do on their website. Everything's so dark in my place, then this thing's all black. It's much easier just to see it right there. But yeah, being able to have a vertical monitor like that is great if you want to just look at some documents, and that's an option. I mean, if you're doing that, you're not taking advantage of all the monitors, but if you wanted to do that for, some reason, it's a possibility, running something in portrait mode. All right, so would I recommend this? Well, let's put it this way. I'm going to carry this with me when I'm going over to Japan and going over to whatever, Taiwan or wherever I'm going. I'm taking this with me because it's going to go on my laptop. Now, I really wanted this to work with tablets because there's some really powerful tablets out there that can work with multiple monitors, but the problem is that the sides, the clamps, they cover the entire side, and for a tablet, all the ports are going to be on the side, so it doesn't really work with tablets. I wish there were a way for this to work with tablets, but I can't think of a good way unless it just had 2 hinge clips, but then it still potentially could cover up some, USB Type-C ports and charging ports and stuff. It's just that, tablets, all the ports are on top. Laptops, at least the ports are on the bottom and not up by the screen. So works with laptops. Wish it worked with my tablet. I tried it with that first and I snapped it on there and I was like, oh no, whoops. But luckily I have the trusty T440p here and that one works great. And oh, by the way, this worked perfectly with Fedora. I did all the stuff I'm using so far. This is all Linux. The triple monitor setup worked perfectly out of the box, just plugging it in. No thinking whatsoever, so I'm really pleased about that. I feel like I should say some negative stuff, like it's hard to because everything really just worked. I wish that maybe the color was 100% of the RGB gamut, but for the price and for the use case, I don't think that that's that important, especially if you have a laptop that has a really good screen that can be your primary screen for gaming or whatever. And if you have a laptop that has a high refresh rate screen, then use that for gaming and use the side monitors for browsing the internet, watching videos, having something up on the side. Maybe you have Twitch on one monitor, you're playing a game on your central monitor, and you have like a forum up on the left. I don't know. All kinds of different options there, but don't think that the specs are wrong. I don't think there's that much wrong with them because these are your side monitors, not your middle monitor. I don't think you need like crazy refresh rates and stuff for the side monitors. In fact, that just makes them harder to drive unless you're playing a game. If your laptop can play a game with all 3 monitors, but maybe that's such a small use case scenario. That's like 0.01% of the people out there with laptops are going to want this so they can play games across 3 screens. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there's more people that want that. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Kefeya triple screen laptop monitor extender. It's a mouthful every time. A lot of this footage was taken in a room with a lot of dark stuff, and it's a very dark product. So sorry if the footage is a little bit dark, If you don't like it, I'll just redo it all right now. And don't forget, we still got a sale. Let's get those shirts while we got them. 50% off. There's the coupon code. I want to go over that again. Also, 50% off on these. All right, I want to go to bed. It's late. All right, everybody. Goodbye.